So first you're like, I want to learn Apex. So what do? You go to the trailhead. And then, okay, so I solved here, I don't know, let's say 5 or 10 trailheads. I still don't really understand it. You start to skip the days and you're a bit more hesitant around it. And then after a couple of weeks, you're like, let me go and watch some YouTube videos. So let me try to do something else. At the end of the year, you did learn something, but you cannot really take this knowledge and apply for real world. So you still kind of not develop. What is wrong with this approach is that you have exactly zero planning. The first step should be actually plan. Then you execute what you planned. And by far the most important step is actually planning, not executing. Not learning itself, not doing the trailheads, but actually planning what you're gonna learn. So when you plan, the first question that you need to ask is why? Why do I want to learn Apex? And usually the answer is something like I want to become a developer or I want to just increase my skills on the market. Well, that's already quite good. But why do you need it? Well, because I want to feel more secure in my life. Well, that's already quite a good motivation in comparison to like very abstract way of saying this. Oh, I want to become developer. The next one is what. So what exactly does it mean for you to learn Salesforce development? Because a lot of people say I want to learn Salesforce development or I want to learn Apex, but what does it mean specifically? So instead of saying I want to learn Salesforce development, you need to pick a very specific task that you want to be able to accomplish. And this task, it should be as specific as possible. So for example, I want to make a HTTP call to the stock market API and display the price of Salesforce share in LVC component. Well, this is like super specific. And this is the level of how specific you should go, because I want to learn development, it's too abstract. There's no such a goal as I want to learn development. Now suddenly from very abstract you have like a very concrete thing that you can kind of strive for, and that would be your first milestone. So from this understanding, what you can do, you can take all the topics that are needed for that, like HTTP call, integrations, loops, maps, variables, classes, and so on, and categorize them in like 3 different buckets of more advanced stuff, intermediate stuff, and basic stuff. And it's okay not to know what you exactly need. So you can just approximately write down what needs to be learned, so you can kind of create a plan. But what is more important here is to write every single topic that you can think of, and based on the topics that you select, you can write a plan where you're gonna learn them. Because a tip, you don't really have to start with Apex. It doesn't really matter where you're gonna learn the basics. You're gonna go to my course, you're gonna go watch YouTube videos, or maybe you're gonna just pick another programming language. Doesn't really matter. Basics are basics. So once you have topics, you can actually plan where you're gonna learn them, specifically like on what websites. And it's okay to guess. So like you should not be 100% correct. This is exactly the time where it should be somehow approximately 20% right, than trying to aim for like 100%. I know that this topic I'm going to learn here and only here, because you can't know in advance. That's going to change anyway. Now, the next question to ask is how much time do you want to spend per week? Let's say your answer is 14 hours per week. So take this number and divide by 2. That would be your real number, how much time you will spend per week on learning how to code. And by the way, 7 is still quite a lot. So if you're working full time, I don't think that you should aim more than 7 hours per week of study time for Apex. Now, when you answer all of these questions, then go and try to stick to this plan for at least 1 month. Don't think like in terms of like 2 years or something. Just try to stick to this plan for 1 month. And that was exactly how I did it. So this is exactly how I learned it. I actually like wrote down the whole plan of everything that I need to learn before I start my university. And I just went topic by topic and solved as many tasks as possible. And I was trying to go as quick as possible through the topics. I had basically an unlimited amount of time that I could spend back then.